where all of them come from, and in their bad behavior or their ugly behavior, which we all have, it comes from a desire to be loved,
Of course,
from
and
their
accepted.
pain, and so he writes things that people can relate to, because who's going to relate to Blanche, this sort of fallen Southern aristocrat woman? Everybody does, because who doesn't relate to the
Her
story?
humanity.
Yeah, her humanity of
Her
somebody
humanity.
who says, "Who am I now? The world's come out from under my feet. I've made some mistakes.
Yeah.
What am I going to do? I
Right.
still have life ahead of me."
Yeah.
So his women are strong.
He said that every woman. Now we talk about Tennessee Williams acting. We can talk for hours.
we
a
can
day,
talk
man.
forever.
We can talk forever.
You know.
He said that all Blanche, Maggie, each one of them is a reflection of who he was. Like all his female characters.
Who he was, yes, and people he's loved. Definitely he's
Right.
in those women. He's in those women and those men, and others are. He had, like his sister is in a lot of roles. You know, not so much. Who knows how she might show in Maggie, but his sister Rose, who unfortunately had a lobotomy and we think was schizophrenic at the time when it was, was in
Scott
Lara
Fitzgerald
and
too,
in
his
Blanche
wife.
and
You have to deal with
all of that stuff, you
It's
know. And he
very
takes
loaded.
them and says, well, how am I going to, like, I love these people. I want to express them and their possibility.
I think if I'm,
You know.
I'm allowed to say it,
Of course.
that I'm thinking now that he really, I think he allowed himself to be in pain.
I agree with you. He allowed himself to be in pain. And if you look at his notebooks, he's right there. He's
Yeah.
in pain. He'll write something in his book about, I'm in pain. You know, I'm in pain today, or I had an anxiety attack. Or he'd say if he didn't write, swim, and have sex every day, his anxiety levels would explode. He had to have a connection, that for him, a kind of release. And he definitely held his pain. That's another thing. You just said something beautiful. He doesn't shy away from that. He's not trying to do anything that...
I don't think, that's why I love him so much, because he
Right.
just allow himself to be.
To be.
Forget about what people say,
To
what they
be.
might say, if you like. And how
To
are they going to
be.
see me? No, just allow yourself to be.
Right.
To find the truth and be willing to jump and go to the unexplored, and just, it's like, I don't know, it's like jumping in the pool. Like even when you don't know how to swim, baby, you just gotta.
You jump and he'll hold you. He'll take you.
You have to jump because you're safe. Tennessee Williams is such a master.
You are safe.
Then you're in good
are
hands. You're in
safe.
great hands. So you really have to be willing as an actor to allow yourself to just jump in
You have to jump in.
and serve the work.
Serve the work and allow it each night. And I think we did this as a team. But with what you're saying, allow it each night to be a new game.
Yes.
You know, because you never know what's going to get revealed, what's going to be revealed. And Maggie is such a great character. She's got a vision and she's got a thing. And
that
so
first
pulls
llama
you.
right there. Oof.
Yeah, and her pain is there, but then she goes, I'm going to go for the light. I got to go. I got to go for the love. I got to go for the
What a
fight.
challenge. What a challenge.
know.
Tennessee Williams, Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, yeah, Marilyn
Oh, yeah.
Monroe.
Let's talk about her. What's the deal with this woman? What's the connection?
I'm
What's
gonna
the
tell
deal
you.
that we can't get over?
We cannot.
These women who never claimed to be a great actor,
Right.
even though Lee Strasberg said that she was.
One reason I think she was a great actor, because she didn't claim to be.
Right?
She remained
She really remained
innocent about,
another
you know,
one who I
yeah.
think allowed herself to be human.
absolutely.
To be, let me
be
show you my
human.
flaws. This
Yeah.
is who I am. Take me, leave me, hate me, kill me, sue me.
Sue me, put herself into it. Just put herself into it. I mean, she's a star. She's in Hollywood. She's a starlet. Then she starts having a Hollywood career. She's a star. She goes to work with Lee Strasberg and says, strip me bare.
Yeah.
Strip me down. I want to get into the craft. I want to go in there. I want to go into the pain. I
Yeah.
want to go into the everything. And see, the thing is, if you go into your pain, you can go more into your joy, right? If you go into your joy, you can
Right.
feel your pain,
Yeah, because what-
and you're
what-
not going to die.
When you really think about it, we're thinking
know?
out loud here. I'm not even doing my job as a host, and I'm sucking at it.
No, this is great.
This is.
This is like a great drink without the drink talking about acting.
Yeah,
It's better than a
when
drink.
People ask me, what do you take? What do you want?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. See my eyes, guys. I'm clean inside out. Let's keep it in the QT.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, she was willing to go to the dark.
She's willing to go to the dark.
You know, and you have to be willing, and she was willing to go, and that I think that's why she's so. Oh yeah, she was beautiful, but
She was beautiful.
She was beautiful.
She was beautiful. The reason Marilyn spoke to me, because of course if you're going to play an icon, you think, how am I going to do this? That never was too daunting to me, because the reason it happened, over the years, about 5 or 6 different people in California and New York said, why don't you do a one-woman show about Marilyn Monroe? You have her vulnerability. I just sort of loved
and you look
that.
like her too, Jenny. I'm allowed to say.
Oh, that's so lovely. Thank you.
Yeah, when I see the pictures,
and,
okay.
You know,
yes.
and then at the right time, it just clicked, and I found an interview in which she said her dream role was to play Blanche Dubois. This so fascinated me because I love Blanche. I've played her. I want to play her again. Of course, it's a great role. But I came up with this idea. I had done this one-woman show by the brilliant Marcy Lafferty, Vivian Lee, the last press conference.
Yeah, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, this is a
when
great
I read
one.
it, I said, oh my God.
This is a great one, and it's just on after her death. The premise is it's after her death, but for all intents and purposes, it's a press conference, and she's defending her life to try to come to terms with things about her life and her love for Larry, and say something to Larry Olivier, her brilliant husband, and they had a difficult marriage, you know, a loving but difficult, tumultuous marriage, and
very difficult. In fact, when I interviewed John Strasberg, I told you on the phone when we had a conversation. When I brought him here,
oh, John, yeah,
the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour. He's a tough man, man. He can break you down, but I'm not afraid of you, John. And I made it clear when he walked in, you're not gonna break me down. So this is my turn. And he said, when the movie came out.
Right.
With Kenneth Branagh and Michelle Williams. I said, what happened? Are you going to go and see it? Are you going to go and watch it? He said, I know. I knew the real Marilyn. I don't want to.
I know.
You know, but it's a good movie because even
it's
showed his mother. You know?
It's a good movie, and I went on the trip of that movie, and I
liked
appreciated that movie.
Yes.
And the work done in that movie.
And I love Kenneth Branagh. I thought Laurence Olivier. I love Michelle Williams.
Excellent
he was
as Larry.
So good.
He was excellent.
What about that speech when he's in the mirror and she doesn't want to come out, and he's like, yeah. She's terrified. She's terrified. No, I was terrified when I was working. You know, when you're working and you have to do a play.
Right.
And you got to do a play.
And he talks about repertory.
And the repertory.
And then he sees her do that dance thing. You know, he sees her do her stuff, and he thinks, my God, we can't even touch what she's doing. You know. You know. So, yeah. You know, Marilyn. I just started to write this piece, and I said it out loud in 8 days, and I decided I wanted to set it in Lee Strasberg's acting class. So she makes a secret flight to New York in the summer of '62. She's in danger of being fired from Something's Gotta Give, which did happen, and rehired, and constant threats, and stuff with, you know, other Elizabeth Taylor and Cleopatra. They're panicking about losing money, and all kinds of things are going on in the studio. But she goes there to fight for her life and her acting and really have it out with Lee. And I read the piece to Austin, and he said, I love this. And then we'd get together roughly once a month. It just kind of played out that way, and work on some things. And about 6 months in, he said, I want you to handwrite the whole thing. And I thought, oh my God. But it was great. Handwrite the whole thing, and then freely automatic write, and if you get anything. And then I got a couple of Christmas gifts that had little gems about like Liz and Marilyn and little things. And so that ended up in, and then finally the piece, it just kind of came together, and I brought it in for 11 performances last summer.
And how come I missed it?
At 14th Street at the, I know, well, I'm gonna bring it back. I have to bring it back. And it was in a white box, like Peter Brook's Midsummer Night's Dream, right? At the Alchemical Theater Laboratory on 14th Street. But it was, Austin had this thing, he said, I just want you, I'd come to rehearsal in this red dress that I just said feels like her. And he said, that's what I want you to wear, and I don't want you to put on a wig, and I don't want you to put on any of the makeup. And I thought, I simultaneously thought, wow, that's amazing. I love this. And also thought, oh my God, I'm petrified. And that was perfect.
Beautiful when you get scared, right?
You know, because you're like rawly there, and you don't. So that's what happened, you know. And he really encouraged me to go for that thing with Lee.
Go with
talk
that
to
thing with Lee. Can you
Lee.
believe those? Look at
And
the
that-
gem. I'm cutting you off. Look at
Oh.
what's happening.
Is it already over? That's not
Is it
possible.
this over? This is a
Sissy and
joke.
I are gonna.
I
so
can't
now,
believe it. We haven't even
so
covered
now-
half of my interview.
I know. He and I are starting this Sharon Tate in Heaven about actress Sharon Tate, so we have that coming, and well,
you have so many
we're
things
gonna
coming
come
up,
and
you're gonna rock the boat again.
we're gonna
Can we say
rock the boat.
Of course
We can say it.
Yes,
We
of
can
course,
say
we say
rock the
loud and
boat.
clear. I gotta give a plug to my friend Kelly Camacho, who
Listen.
this lady, she's going to Colombia, my dear friend, and there's gonna be a fair taking place in Barranquilla, Colombia. And guess what? I lost the paper. I have it right here.
Nice.
Oh, this is a plug in Spanish. I gotta do what I gotta do. What
Nice.
the hell? Feria Nacional. I can't read. This is really bad. Internacional de la Salud, Moda, Belleza y Turismo y Entretenimiento va a tomar a cabo el 17 y 18 de diciembre del 2013. Kelly Camacho, Salón Jumbo, el Country Club en Colombia, Barranquilla, de 9 de la mañana a 9 de la noche. Vaya todo el mundo a chequear, por favor, porque es gente muy especial la de Colombia. And why I feel so different when I speak Spanish.
I don't know.
Y es gratis. And it's free in July. In July, no. Now coming up. Is that Mike and Tap? Very standing
nice.
right to my right. Everybody comes to see the show. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank